Good afternoon, Michigan. This is Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritsma here. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Currently in effect here in extreme southeast Michigan. This is quite the interesting situation here, as it is over a heavily populated portion of the state. I'm going to go ahead and read this off as soon as possible here. First off, hit that like button on the way in. Make sure you're spreading the word to anyone that might be in the path of this thunderstorm warning. This is going to be heading into Macomb County here in just a moment. So, southeast Michigan, severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 4 p.m. for east central Oakland and central Macomb County in southeastern Michigan. At 2:57 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Rochester or near Troy, moving east at 55 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail is possible with this storm. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roof siding and trees. This storm will be near Rochester, Troy, Sterling Heights around 3 o'clock, so right now. Macomb Township, Clinton around 3:05, and New Baltimore around 3:15 p.m. Other locations impacted by this severe thunderstorm include Rochester Hills, Shelby Township, Ray Center, Utica, Washington, Auburn Hills, Bloomfield Hills, New Haven, Stony Creek Metro Park, and Chesterfield Township. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of the building. Again, this is 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds possible as this rolls right into Macomb County. Zooming out, there's a lot of roads here, but there's this one big cell right here in Oakland County. Everywhere else is just kind of tiny cells ongoing. Nothing too incredible to note. The storm has tracked across Oakland County in the last hour to half hour. Now entering Macomb County, as I mentioned. If we look at our velocity signature, this is where we're a little bit concerned right now. Directly over our M150 area, Avon Road and Hall Road, these east-west roads here heading right towards Shelby and Utica. This little spot right here in extreme eastern Oakland County, that is winds of 70 miles per hour at about 900 feet off the ground. It is definitely possible that these storms are mixing to the ground. In fact, we just had another update here, 82 miles per hour, and there's even a pixel here, there's a couple pixels here that are indicating 90 to 100 miles per hour at 1,100 feet off the ground. So let's hope this is not mixing to the ground. If so, this is directly over Riverbends Drive at Ryan Road here in extreme western Macomb County. I would consider this a considerable situation, at least at the moment. This is also near 22 Mile Road and about to cross over Shelby Road. Again, these are all roads in extreme western Macomb County. If you are in this severe thunderstorm warning, you need to be taking shelter on the lowest floor of a building right now. This is kind of what we call, this is basically a microburst ongoing right now, where winds are spreading out from every direction from the storm. Specifically on the front edge of this storm, as this rolls right into downtown Shelby and Utica, quickly approaching that state highway M53 area. So again, this is don't want to raise any alarm bells here, but this is concerning for at least 80-mile-per-hour winds as it heads towards Shelby and Utica. Again, we're seeing pixels here of 90 to 100 miles per hour at 1,100 feet off the ground. So, yeah, I would definitely be taking shelter immediately. If you are in Shelby, Utica, anywhere in Macomb, central Macomb County. Again, this is heading directly down 23-mile road towards New Baltimore, eventually towards New Haven and Mount Clemens. Looking at our track, if you back it up here, you can see it's kind of taking a little bit of a northward jog. And so this is going to be heading more towards the 23-mile road instead of down M59. So if you're south of M59, it's going to mainly skirt by you. I would still be on alert just in case for Sterling Heights, Mount Clemens. You'll still likely get a lot of those gusts, probably around severe for your neck of the woods. But again, this is quite the downburst signature ongoing across Macomb County right now on the front edge of this little cell. You call it the little cell that could here. It's not too big, but it is packing quite a punch. I hear a voice in the background here.
Checked on. 5 minutes. Over here. Click save. That's one. Number 2, monetization tab. Make sure it's on. Let YouTube insert mid-roll ads for you. Make sure it's on balanced. Save. And then you are good to go.
Chandler.
Hello.
I can hear your voice.
Well.
Sweet. I just realized, like, it said my mic was muted, but it was only on Discord, so you probably didn't hear me. But there is, I think everyone's been hearing. Yeah, everyone's been hearing me. So sorry if I
Okay.
wasn't coming through on your end.
You're good. I just wanted to make sure, because I saw that you were muted. I was like, Joel, what are we doing? But yeah.
Yeah.
If you put your OBS screen up, that would be helpful for me.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. It should be on. You have to join. It's there. It's there.
It just shows me your GR2.
Oh, yeah. I'll worry about it here in a second. Latest scan right now tracks right over East Memorial Highway, right in downtown Shelby. Again, let us know what you're seeing at this location. Again, it's about 1,100 feet off the ground here, so there's a little bit of that gap underneath the radar that we can't actually see. So let us know if you're in the Shelby and Utica area specifically, what you're seeing. If you are in Wayne County right now, there's nothing to worry about. This is to your north. Again, this zooming out at the big picture here, you can see this is pretty much heading into St. Clair County here eventually. Extreme southeastern Michigan and heading towards New Baltimore. So again, this is radar indicated winds of 80 miles per hour at 1,100 feet off the ground. That is confirmed winds by the radar. Doesn't mean it's actually mixing to the ground, but it is very close. And on a day like today where it's already very gusty out there, it won't take much for these winds to gust to the ground. So let us know what you're seeing out there. But right now, as long as you are taking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of the building, you're doing yourself a great service. Just in case these are mixing to the ground, as you can see, the latest update here now takes this straight. It's going right down 22, 23, 21 mile road right now. About to cross over Hayes. In fact, it's actually doing that right now. A lot of subdivisions in this area. Staying pretty much south of 25 mile road right now, so it's in between M59 and 21 mile road right now. So keep that in mind. The little area between those areas from north to south. And this is the velocity product on radar where we see these reds. The radar site is over here in Clarkston. So these are winds heading away from the radar site where they're very bright like this. That's usually indicative of some very strong winds. And indeed, that is what we're seeing out there. If I hover over it, these pixels right now are showing 79, 81, and 82 miles per hour there, especially right over Bramley Drive at 22 mile road. So again, this is heading straight through Macomb County right now, central Macomb County. If you know anyone in the severe thunderstorm warning, good time now to take shelter as it heads towards New Baltimore. So this is a very localized storm. If you're up in like Lake Orion, Leonard, Armada, or down south near Warren, St. Clair Shores, you're likely dealing with a lot of sunshine out there right now. But if you are specifically in Macomb County, that is where this heavy wind is ongoing right now. The secondary threat is 1-inch hail, but I'm not seeing too much in terms of hail in our product. There's a little bit of a hail core directly over Shelby, but not the most impressive by any means. And this storm is towering up at 35,000 feet right now. So this is pretty much a damaging wind risk. There's not really a tornado risk there right now. But you should at least treat this as if, you know, it's tornadic winds, because damaging straight line winds can do as much damage as a tornado. So keep that in mind. Waiting for another scan to come in here. We have a special marine warning coming in now for northern Lake St. Clair. So if you're in St. Clair County, you can see this is heading towards you. You do want to be taking your necessary precautions as this heads off to the east-northeast. According to the text, moving to the east at 55 miles per hour. So it's moving at a pretty good clip down the road here. And there's a update coming in from the severe thunderstorm warning in Macomb County. I'm assuming they're going to trim Oakland out of it as the storm has now left Oakland County. Yep. Okay, so they have trimmed Oakland County. So if you're in Oakland County right now, you guys are in the clear. Don't have to worry about it anymore. You can come out of your shelters. Rochester Hill and Troy, as well as Rochester itself, previously under the severe thunderstorm warning, no longer the case. So you guys are good there. Macomb County still want to be in shelter for at least the next 15 minutes. Again, the storm is racing off to the east at 55. So this will be through the county by probably close to 3:30 this afternoon. So St. Clair County, southern St. Clair County, south of Richmond, south of St. Clair. So Marine City, Fairhaven, Elginak. You guys want to be on alert here kind of after that 3:30 time frame if this storm can continue to produce damaging winds as it heads your way. Just a reminder, it will get chilly tonight, so we have the cold front coming through as we speak across the state right now. So temperatures may be 80 degrees out there tonight, but temperatures will drop down to 30 to 40 degrees overnight. We do have a couple snow showers actually ongoing out there across the UP today on the backside of that low pressure system as it swings through. So quite the temperature difference expected tonight. You'll have to break out the jeans and the sweatpants and the sweatshirts, I guess you'd say, for tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind. As soon as these storms kind of go through for the evening, it will get colder as the day goes on. Further east you are in the state, though, that's not going to happen until probably overnight. So should enjoy the rest of your day, especially if you're away from this storm activity. If you are in a or near a storm, you do want to wait 30 minutes until you last hear thunder or see lightning or both. That is the rule of thumb for not getting struck by lightning per se. So keep that in mind. Overall, this storm doesn't look too impressive on radar, but when you go over to base velocity, it's basically all packing its wind into the center of that cell, which right now the wind is shifting a little bit further to the north, so kind of heading towards New Haven as it goes right up 24, 25 mile, now heading towards 26 mile road in the vicinity of Card Road, North Avenue, and Indian Trail, as well as Fairchild Road and Chapman Road across the central portions of Macomb County right now. It's starting to become a little less organized at the current time. But again, this is confirmed winds of 75 miles per hour at 1,500 feet off the ground. So as you can see, the storm is moving further away from the radar, so our lowest beam height is getting higher due to the curvature of the Earth as you go further to the east of the radar. So we're now at 75 miles per hour at 1,500 feet off the ground. So again, there's 1,500 feet of wiggle room below the radar beam that we don't know what's actually happening there. Fortunately, technology is only so good. There are some flaws in radar, but radar is at least giving us a good picture of what's happening down close to the surface, but not at the surface. So this is now exiting Shelby and about to exit Utica in the next 5 minutes. Sterling Heights, you might get a rain shower here on the southern end of the severe thunderstorm warning. Not expected to be severe winds, but you could still see a nice gust or two as an extension of that cell kind of swings into your area. Could swing as far south as Katy and Fraser down here in extreme northern Wayne County. All these black lines you see on here are all individual roads across the county, so if you know where you live on a county-based map or a map with all the roads in your area, you're doing yourself a great service, as we have a latest update here. It's a little bit of a extension of the storm there. There is 1 pixel directly over North Avenue at Carnegie Way. So in the vicinity of 21 Mile and North Avenue right now, where we have 2 pixels here that have 107 miles per hour. Again, this is confirmed by the radar at 1,800 feet off the ground. We have another scan that just came in, pushes this off to the east, further towards the north side of Mount Clemens. So a brief moment there where it's at 107 at 1,500 feet off the ground. And again, we have this big wind pocket up here heading towards New Haven. These are winds at 70 miles per hour at 1,700 feet off the ground. So very gusty out there today, no matter what, whether that's severe or not. Scattered power outages coming in today. We're now over 35,000 people without power in the state of Michigan. I'll go ahead and reload the page here just to double check. Yeah, we are at 37,000 now, 37,500. Top county without power right now is actually Elkona County up there in northeast Michigan, with over 60% of the county without power as it stands. So unfortunately, places that got hit by the ice storm exactly a month ago are now dealing with the heaviest of winds today. But we are seeing scattered outages coming in from both storms and the winds further downstate here in southern Michigan as the day goes on. Again, the wind advisory is in effect for eastern side of the state until 6 o'clock this evening. And the winds will die down once we get past sunset. So we still got about another 3 to 6 hours worth of wind yet today here across the state of Michigan. But tomorrow will calm down quite a lot, honestly. Looking at projected mile runs for tomorrow, winds will be very calm, less than 10 miles per hour. So as long as you can get through today, you don't blow away out there, and you can find all your trash cans, you should be good. So windometer on our page projected today from Facebook page. The trash cans are expected to be in my yard. I don't have a yard, but Ryan said all trash cans can be found in my yard. So that is the equivalent of your neighbor's yard down the road, for those who are not associating that windometer with a name per se. Kind of on the edge of scavenger hunt categories. This storm is rolling very quickly across the county. I would tend to believe this is moving a little bit quicker than 55, as this is now entering New Baltimore within the next 2 minutes in New Haven right now. So I did say 3:30 by southern St. Clair County, but it's 3:16 as it stands. And this is starting to roll right in to the extreme southwest side of St. Clair County. And this is the only severe thunderstorm warning in the state right now. If we're not covering your neck of the woods, that means you guys are in the clear. So keep that in mind. There are a couple cells down here near the border right now. Could be producing some pea-sized hail, mainly near Hillsdale, south of Hillsdale, near Hudson, Morenci, and even a cell over Dundee right now, but not severe at the current time. You also have one up here on the north side of Ann Arbor, where US 23 kind of meets up with M14 south of Warden. But those are not severe. Our main one right now is up here in Macomb County, about to enter St. Clair County as we stand. So the main threat from this severe thunderstorm warning was always the damaging winds. They issued it for 1-inch hail as well, but I have a hard time believing that anything larger than 1 inch did fall, looking at our hail core here. You can see it back here in Rochester Hills when it was first warned. Also look at CC. CC, if we're looking for those yellows, greens, and blues mixed in with the reds here, and we're not seeing those per se at all.
Joel, we've had a couple reports come into the page, and the biggest I've seen report-wise so far has been dime-sized.
Okay, so that is about 1/2 inch in diameter. We're mainly looking, I think, for damaging wind risk here. Given that we had a couple pixels here of 80, 90, even 100 miles per hour at about 100 or about 1,000 feet off the ground, 1,500 feet off the ground. So we're curious to see if any of that mixed to the surface as it crossed Macomb County. If you have any damage reports, our mods have been linking them here in our YouTube chat. We have Michigan Weather Reports community group on Facebook. Alternatively, you can submit them to us on Discord, discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. Worst comes to worst, you can also message us damage reports via Messenger or via email, contact@michiganstormchasers.com. So multiple ways to submit damage reports. Ultimately, we do want to get them to the National Weather Service office in Detroit as soon as possible. You can ultimately send them directly to them by tagging them on X or in your Facebook page post, as long as you have a non-private profile that they can actually see your post on. So tagging National Weather Service Detroit is going to be your quickest way to get a report in. Otherwise, we will relay them for you guys throughout the afternoon. We have Chandler behind the scenes, actively monitoring the reports as they come in. St. Clair County, you guys are up next here in the next 5 minutes. This swath of gusty winds is now directly over New Haven. Speaking of St. Clair County, there's the new warning popping in on your screen until 4:15. So it'll be in effect for another hour. This new orange box here. Flash them for you guys, you can see them. So if you're inside this orange box, both of them I should say, should be respecting the polygon and taking shelter. The National Weather Service in Detroit Pontiac has issued severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern St. Clair County. I should just say all of southern St. Clair County in southeast Michigan until 4:15 p.m. Eastern. They're trimming the alert now from Macomb County as well. The severe thunderstorm at 3:18 p.m. a severe thunderstorm was located over New Baltimore, moving east at 55 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, penny-sized hail are possible with this storm. So that's 0.75 inches in diameter, thus noting that the hail risk right now is not as severe as the wind. The severe thunderstorm will be near Marine City around 3:30 p.m. Other locations impacted by a severe thunderstorm inside of this polygon include Anchorville, Pearl Beach, Adair, and Fairhaven. For your protection, move to a lowest floor of a building, preferably a basement, otherwise an interior room will do you just as well. Protecting your head is going to be the #1 key when you are taking shelter. Again, 60-mile-per-hour winds, 0.75-inch hail as this heads into southern St. Clair County here in the Metro Detroit region north of Detroit. Detroit proper, Dearborn, Hamtramck, not seeing any storms right now, so you guys are in the clear. Pretty much all of Wayne County in the clear right now. We do have a tiny little cell still rolling down State Highway 14 here towards Plymouth, but that is not currently severe. We also have a couple downpours, a couple small hail reports, possible in southern Lenawee and southeastern Hillsdale County as these storms progress off to the east towards Monroe County in the minutes to come. So, quick recap for those just tuning in here. We had a severe thunderstorm warning that was prompted back here as the storm was rolling into Rochester Hills and Troy. We had 75-mile-per-hour winds at about 800 feet off the ground. And then as this rolled into Macomb County, we had 100-mile-per-hour winds at 1,100 feet off the ground. So that low-level jet's really ramping up there. It's close enough to mix to the ground. So as a precaution, they issued a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds, which is possible because of these winds mixing into the ground. So elevated winds very close to the surface today. We also had an instance here near North Avenue and 21 Mile Road where we had a couple pixels at 1,700 feet off the ground of 105 miles per hour. So if you have any damaging wind reports, we will take them. When it is safe to do so, of course, safety is your #1 priority across the region. Again, the data we are relaying to you from the radar is accurate. It was confirmed 100-mile-per-hour winds at that height off the ground. The only problem is we don't know what's happening below those heights that we list. So when we say 1,100 feet off the ground, that's the lowest beam height that we have possible. So we don't know what's happening below 1,100 feet, and that's where you guys come in with your damage reports. Speaking of damage reports, Chandler, if you're still there, do you have any more to relay? Let's see if he's here. I don't think he's muted right now. maybe it's on delay. Okay. No further reports at the current time, it appears. Other than we can confirm that these winds are now gusting into southern St. Clair County as we speak. These are still heading down between St. Clair Highway. So this is heading down these following east-west roads. St. Clair Highway. We have Putty Gut Road, Lindsay Road, Meisner Road, Springborn Road, Marine City Highway, Arnold Road, and eventually Shortcut Road. Those are all east-west roads here in southern St. Clair County. Currently over a north-south road of Meldrum Road, Hessen Road, and Church Road, with the heaviest starting to pass out or pass through Bethui Road, Bethui, probably mispronouncing that, as well as the county line here between Macomb and St. Clair. So gusty winds continue, some severe. Just making sure I'm not missing any reports behind the scenes. $85 out there right now in portions of the Detroit metro, so it is hot out there today. Bethway Road, got it. Thank you. You can tell I'm not from Southeast Michigan. I'm a West Michigan native, so. Born and raised Michigander, though, so a lot of the funky town names that we have across the state do come naturally. Some of them, obviously, is not as much as some of the other ones, but, you know, can only do so much with the 1,700 municipalities that you have out there across the state of Michigan. So you're going to obviously mess up on some of them. I'm not afraid to admit that. Braden in chat here says it feels like 24 in Gaylord. That is almost a 60-degree difference in feels like temperatures between southern Michigan and northern Michigan. Not looking forward to that later tonight for sure. Yeah. Wow. Anyways, the warning for Macomb County is about to be either expired or canceled here, as the shower action is now about 3 minutes away from completely being out of Macomb County. So if you're in central Macomb County, if you're in New Haven, you guys are good. Mount Clemens, you guys are all right there as well. That entire 23, 24, 25-mile road corridor, all good as well. New Baltimore, you have about another minute or two before these showers are done in your neck of the woods. But right now, this is the only severe thunderstorm warning in the state. If we had other severe warnings in the state, we would be covering them as we speak. But right now, that is not the case. There's just one here in extreme southeastern Michigan. For 60-mile-per-hour winds and 0.75-inch hail, as this moves off to the east at 55 to 60 miles per hour. You can see our wind core there now kind of traveling up 94 in a way, heading towards St. Clair. So between Marine City and St. Clair's, where this is kind of taking a beeline towards in St. Clair County. And you may be asking, what am I looking at here on the screen? This is our velocity product. So these are winds moving towards or away from the radar. In this case, away. Red is away. Green is towards the radar site here in Detroit. This is all winds moving away, and the brighter the colors, the heavier the winds you will see. So, for example, we have these very, very bright yellows. Your key's over here on the left side of the screen. Kind of hard to see a little bit, but when you get to those oranges, yellows, it starts to get upwards of 60, 70, even 80 miles per hour. And then it gets darker once you get towards 100 and 110, which we saw a couple of those pixels back there in Macomb County at about 1,500 feet off the ground. Hovering over this right now, we're still getting 74, 77, 78 in spots. But again, these reports are coming in from 2,700 feet off the ground as the storm continues to move away from the radar site, which is located in central Oakland County near Clarkston. Thank you for the reports, everyone, for putting them in chat there. If you're trying to put a picture report in chat, we do advise to put it somewhere else besides our live stream chat because we can't actually see it here in our live stream. So keep that in mind. Utilize our Discord server, our Michigan Weather Reports community page, or our Michigan Storm community page. You can also email them to us or send them to us via Messenger, or tag us on X at Michigan Storm or at MI Storm Chasers. You can really find us on any of our social media sites at MI Storm Chasers too. That will be the tag pretty much unanimous across all platforms besides Facebook. If you just type in Michigan Storm Chasers and it has the verification check mark next to it, that is us. So heaviest of winds right now over Mayor Road at Lindsay Road, as well as Mayor Road at Meisner Road. Kind of this quadrant here in central St. Clair County. Palms Road, Lindsay Road, Mayor Road, and Meisner Road. Those 4 roads right there. That's the heaviest of the wind. Also heading up and down Putty Gut Road as well right now. Soon to cross.
Hey, Joel.
Soon to cross over Rose Lane and Westrick Road. What's up, Chandler?
Hey, I just wanted to let you know, report of some trees down near Avon Road and Rochester Road in the Rochester area from a trained spotter.
Gotcha. Appreciate that. So that would have been right over Rochester Hills here, right when that warning came into effect. Right when that wind started gusting down from that thunderstorm. So it looks like we do have confirmed severe gusts from this thunderstorm. Again, any reports that you want to send in, we will relay them to the National Weather Service in Detroit, and they will put them in as an official storm report into the NOAA database forever and ever. But at the current time, we're still tracking a severe thunderstorm right now. Chandler's behind the scenes covering damage reports that you do want to send in. We'll say a little bit more of yellows, oranges, and greens starting to show up now. Perhaps a little bit of a elevated hail core as it heads into Marine City. But it's picking up more on that hail core now as it moves further to the east. So I'm tempted to believe that, yeah, this is a sustained updraft, so it's hard for the hail to fall because it's just going to keep tumbling around the upper levels of the atmosphere. So a lot of that hail right now not falling to the surface unless it's maybe pea to marble size, so about 0.25 to 0.5 inches in diameter. The main concern right now is downburst winds as this heads right down Putty Gut Road, crossing over Wadham's Road and going down St. Clair Highway right into St. Clair itself on the northern extent of the severe thunderstorm warning. See on the bottom of your screen there, you have your list of active alerts. Right now, only one in effect for St. Clair County, and that is in effect till 4:15 p.m. So when in doubt, if you don't know what alerts are going on out there, you can always reference the bottom of the screen. And the highest active alert is usually showing up there right now, but we are having a little bit of a glitch right now where it doesn't show the highest active alert. It just says our Michigan Storm Chasers name. But there is a severe thunderstorm warning still in effect as this heads into St. Clair and Marine City right now. Almost got Wadhams. I must be pronouncing it wrong. I'm sorry. Watch MSC on YouTube. That way I can stream it on the TV. That's a good point. If you do watch it on YouTube, you can screen share it to your TV. And we do recommend watching this on TV because some of these graphics that you see here are sometimes very small, hard to see on a phone, especially when you have a road map like this that we're displaying on the screen right now. And I made the city fonts quite big, but they're sometimes a little small to see on the phone. So we do recommend watching it on like a laptop or a TV if available. Otherwise, a phone will still do. Wherever you're able to comfortably watch from, especially if you have to take shelter, the phone's going to do just as good. If you can't obviously take your TV with you to the basement to your shelter, but that is why we were here. We're here to cover the communication gaps when other news agencies can't go live. We're here covering every single severe thunderstorm warning in the state, no matter the time of day, no matter the time of year, 365 days a year, 24/7. So if you're new here at Michigan Storm Chasers, we do this all the time. We've been doing it since 2023. Haven't missed a single severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning since 2023. So it goes to show you our commitment here at Michigan Storm Chasers. And we're happy to do what we do. Specifically today here as the storm continues to roll through St. Clair County, I believe we're going to have a trim of this warning here in just a second as we saw the notification pop up in the bottom of the screen. Wadham's Road. Got it. Thank you. A lot of people watching from the St. Clair, Macomb area. Welcome in, everyone. There's your trim. You can see the box has been trimmed back. So New Baltimore not in the warning. Fairhaven no longer in the warning. Algonac also in the clear right now, but it is putting out a little bit of an outflow boundary. You can kind of see here with these little light blue pixels. So it's going to get breezy here in Algonac here in just a second. That outflow boundary sticks down into Wayne County, Fraser, St. Clair Shores. Kind of attaches back here to the cell heading into Livonia right now. But again, that cell in Livonia, not severe. It's just a tiny little rain shower. Perhaps a couple rumbles of thunder possible. And then we also have a separate batch of showers and storms down here in Macomb and Lenawee County, not currently severe and not looking gusty. Although I will take the airport radar just to double check and make sure that there's nothing being missed here. It's kind of a mess. Could be a little bit of gusty winds back here near Clayton. Other than that, I'm not seeing anything that really catches my eye for these storms down here in Macomb and Lenawee at the current time. But we'll keep an eye on it just in case. These gusty winds are now crossing the river into Ontario and impacting St. Clair and just north of downtown Marine City right now. Wadhams Road. Oh my goodness. Y'all with the pronunciations. Well, if you know you live near that road, that's how you know this should be taking shelter. Crossing over M29 right now, directly over Bree Road and Putty Gut Road. As it continues pretty much straight down Putty Gut Road and Hospital Drive here. A couple road names along the river shore here. A bunch of private drives as well. Recor Road as well. I think I got it the fourth time, y'all. Let me know. One thing to note, it is in extreme southeastern St. Clair County. It's the main thing to note. If you know where you live on a county-based map, this is your severe thunderstorm warning box in orange here. You also have a special marine warning in blue for the river down into the north side of Lake St. Clair. Other than that, we are about to probably wrap up the coverage here in just a second once these storms do move into Ontario. So we should be done here by around 4 o'clock. We will be watching these storms down here in Lenawee, Monroe County as they head towards Toledo. So if you know anyone in the extreme northern part of Toledo, or northern side of Ohio here, Ottawa County, Lucas County, Ohio, both those counties are in Ohio, as well as Wood County, Ohio. Want to be on alert for these thunderstorms. They could develop stronger as the day goes on. But right now, just this one severe thunderstorm warning that we're watching here, impacting St. Clair and Marine City for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 0.75-inch hail, moving to the east at 55 miles per hour. The cold front, for those who are wondering, is kind of detached from this line of storms. So if you go back here into West Michigan, you can see all of these station plots here on your map where these arrows are at. It's 69 in Kalamazoo, but 56 over here near South Haven. So your cold front is right in this area. It's actually 72 down here in Three Rivers. So your cold front is kind of in between Kalamazoo, South Haven, 63 in Grand Rapids, 66 in Ionia, but 72 over in Lansing. So it kind of goes up through here. It's where the winds start shifting from out of the southeast to out of the southwest to out of the northwest. So it's pretty much right over 131 right now. It kind of dribbles a little bit to the east here over Mount Pleasant and then kind of trickles up into the West Branch area right now. So the cold front's progressed further to the east the further north you go at the current time. But if you're still in kind of southern Michigan for now, the cold front is still yet to be seen. So these storms are detached from the cold front itself, which is why the lifting mechanism is not quite there today. But we are still able to fire up a couple cells here, with one being severe in nature as it rolled across Oakland, Macomb, and now St. Clair counties, and eventually into southwest Ontario as it heads towards Petrolia, north of Wallaceburg. So Ontario friends, I know we have a couple of you guys in here. Be on the alert, as they're going to be heading right through southwest Ontario, heading towards Strathroy, eventually in the next hour. So these storms are going to be out of Michigan in the next 5 minutes. St. Clair, Marine City still want to be in shelter for now. Actually, It'll be done in about a minute. We're getting a radar update right now. Kind of sum up what's gone on over the last 36 hours. The models have not been favorable for us. It's been a lot of nowcasting, figure out what's been happening. The RRS model has done the best in terms of storm placement both yesterday and today. Not exactly correct, but about closest you can get to being correct. Again, a lot of nowcasting. The timing of the storms with this kind of system and this boundary moving through overnight, a lot of that instability gets zapped from the atmosphere. You have dry air moving in. You have a capping inversion. A lot of factors that were going against storm formation throughout the morning hours, and that allowed this storm to do what's called a 1-2 skip over West Michigan. Essentially, if you know the saying 1-2 skip a few, West Michigan, Central Michigan was that skip a few part for this line of storm. So it impacted one part of the state, missed the central part, and hit the other side of the state essentially today in spots, given the timing of these storms plus the capping inversion that we had this morning. So good news for West Michigan, which is the leader in tornadoes that have happened this year. You guys lucked out with this system, but it'll never always be like that. You'll always have storms come back. It's just a matter of when, not if. But the next chance for storms really in the state of Michigan is going to be on Thursday. We're watching Thursday kind of closely right now. Perhaps a very, very low-end severe weather threat, primarily for the state line down here. And we'll have a post about that out later this evening around 7 o'clock. So you want to make sure you're tuned in to our Facebook page for our posts as we will release our first look at that later tonight. It's going to be kind of a general hazards map, kind of what we usually use about 4 to 6 days out from an event. So just as a heads up. Our Patreon members have already seen it, so they know what's to come. If you do want to join us on Patreon, it's a totally optional service for you guys to use. Those maps are there. Eventually, we release all maps to you guys here publicly later in the day. Current temperatures across Metro Detroit right now, 85, 84, even after these thunderstorms have rolled through. 79 over near in Birmingham. Over near Port Huron, 82 as well. Lapeer, 81. Flint, 81. Owasso, 75. Jackson, 81. Hillsdale, Adrian, also 81 right now, as well as Toledo. So still very, very hot out there. It was a very nice day despite the storms in the area. Again, if you hear thunder, see lightning, you do want to be taking shelter indoors and waiting at least 30 minutes until the last lightning strike and thunder rumble, I should say, has occurred. The severe thunderstorm warning has now been canceled for the St. Clair County. The bottom bar will probably pop off here in just a second as it scans for updates. But that severe thunderstorm warning is no longer in effect. So St. Clair and Marine City, you guys are good to come out of your shelter. Now that the storms have rolled through, you do want to be mindful of your surroundings. Watch out for downed wires. Stay 25 feet away at all times. Watch out for loose branches, perhaps some that might be hanging down from trees. If you have damage reports, again, as always, you can submit them to us at our channel on Discord. That would be discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. We also have the Michigan Weather Reports group chat on Facebook. And as always, you can submit them to our messenger or our email or tag us on X. Either one of those 5 ways, we will see the report. Storm is moving off to the east at 55 miles per hour is your storm motion there. No problem. I did get a little bit of a nap in before the severe happened, but not too great of a nap. So I've only gotten, I think, 3 or 4 hours of sleep in the last 36 hours. So I'm definitely running on fumes right now, but it is all to make sure you guys here in the great state of Michigan are under the watchful eye of us here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Make sure no storms go unnoticed, I guess you could say, in the state. When a serious thunderstorm warning or tornado warning pops up, we will always be live, no matter what. It is our commitment to you guys here in the state of Michigan to always letting you guys know when severe weather is striking. So Again, if you are new here, we do this all the time. Feel free to hit that follow button, or if you're watching on YouTube, the red subscribe button. We are here from beginning to end, and we are reaching the end of this severe weather live coverage for the time being. We will be closely monitoring here these cells in Lenawee and Monroe County, although right now these are looking kind of small and less gusty in nature compared to our storm that rolled through Macomb and Oakland County earlier. Could be a little bit gusty as this rolls down US 223 in Blissfield, that one little cell there. But those winds right now are about 30 knots, about 35 miles per hour at 600 feet off the ground. So not a whole lot going on there, but we'll keep an eye on it. Gusting to 46 at the Detroit Willow Run Airport in Wayne County right now. Still going to be gusty out there today, even as the cold front swings through. And we'll get relief overnight tonight as cooler temperatures funnel in. Again, those winds being so strong out of the northwest, going to pull some of that Arctic air that's still sticking around up there in Canada down from the north. So that's what happens when you're here in spring and in the fall. You have the wildly changing temperatures on both ends of the day. You start the day with the heat cranked and the sweatshirt on in your car, and then by the time you get to the afternoon, you're in your bathing suit, having a nice suntan with 80-degree temperatures out there. So that's going to be one of the can't English right now. That's going to be one of the days today and tomorrow as well. So more so the tanning part today and more so the sweatshirt part tomorrow. Cold front right now is pretty much right down 131, and then it kind of extends over to 127 the further north you go in the state, just to give you an idea. So if you can see here on the map, the wind shift from out of the southwest to out of the northwest. So that line kind of runs imaginary right through the center of the state right here where my mouse is tracing. So that's your cold front right now. So far, we only have one damage report from the Rochester Hills region. A couple trees down near Avon Road and Rochester Road. And other than that, if you have more damage reports, please, if you're able to safely do so, submit them to us here at Michigan Storm Chasers. I'm going to go ahead and reload the bottom bar here real quick. So notice that's not loading in per se. It should be completely blank. There we go. The warning was not popping off the screen, so I figured I'd take that off for you guys. Checking in behind the scenes here. Anything I've missed? If you guys have sent in a super chat, do appreciate it as well. I think I saw a couple roll in here. If I missed it, appreciate you guys. Yeah, so it looks like our severe weather threat is pretty much done for the day. We're still watching Monroe County, though. There's this one cell here near Blissfield right now. Worth monitoring. Small but mighty has kind of been the theme of these cells this afternoon. As they've crossed the state. We had severe weather earlier this morning in northeast lower, up there near Mayo. And now we had another small cell as it rolled through Oakland, Macomb, and St. Clair. This is now moving pretty quickly off into southwest Ontario. It kind of looks like it's increasing in size as it stands. So Ooh, is that true? I'm about to find out for you guys. Yeah, that is confirmed. We actually now, for portions of West Michigan, have seen freeze or frost advisories and now freeze warnings issued for portions of the state. So extremely cold temperatures expected overnight. Temperatures dipping well into the 30s, even 20s in spots. This is in effect until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll have a map up on our Facebook page and our X page here as we wrap up the stream. You'll probably see it out on the page by around 4:30, as long as no more severe weather occurs. But we did just have a bunch of frost advisories and even freeze warnings come in for portions of the lower peninsula. So 'tis the season for wildly changing temperatures. We're going to have a 50 degree temperature swing within the next 12 to 16 hours here across portions of the state. I'm here in Isabella County right now. I'm actually starting to feel some of that cold air now. The cold fronts come through, blasting into the window, and it is chilly, especially with the winds out there gusting still at 30 to 40, even 45 in spots. If you guys know anyone down here in Ohio, we have destructive severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing right now across portions of Ohio for 80-mile-per-hour winds, and that is the only hazard. So New Philadelphia, Cambridge, Ohio, heading eventually towards Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the extreme northern tip of West Virginia. So if you know anyone down there, family, friends, if you know anyone traveling through there, you do want to let them know you have some destructive severe thunderstorms moving through their neck of the woods. But not here in Michigan. We are in the home stretch here of severe weather being done for the day. We're still watching the cell as it enters Monroe County. I'm going to check the airport radar once again here just to make sure I'm not missing anything. It looks gusty here. In fact, there's a 50-mile-per-hour pixel here heading towards Deerfield. So that will be the Deerfield Road region here, heading up towards Petersburg. Now that is a little bit of a left-moving cell there. So Petersburg, Dundee, be on alert for this cell as it heads up your way. Severe weather is pretty much done for the day. With regards to everything that has happened, only places that could probably get severe weather for the remainder of the day here is over the next hour here in Monroe and Lenawee County. Otherwise, the next chance for severe is going to be on Thursday. It's a very, very low-end chance at the current time, but we are watching because some of the models do bring in higher instability into the state. As of right now, nothing to be concerned about, but we will have a first look at what we're seeing on our models here at around 7 o'clock later this evening. So you do want to make sure you're following us on Facebook, Michigan Storm Chasers. We have 355,000 of you guys now following us on Facebook, so we do appreciate each and every one of you. Feel free to share our page with your friends and family who may not know we exist. Again, we cover just over 3% of the state's population, so there's 97% of you guys that don't know that we exist out there, but we would love to know and help this entire state eventually become weather ready and weather aware when we get into these these summer months, I should say, not severe months. But yeah, thank you guys for watching so far today. We had a couple instances of tuning in and out, a couple different part 1, part 2 live streams. Before I go, all these cells move across Monroe and Lenawee County. I'm going to go ahead and read off our sponsors for today. Again, our premier sponsor today is Shield Public Adjusters. That number on the screen is actually for Schneider. The actual number for Shield is 517-249-5720. For those who need your insurance adjusted for any post-storm damage, call Shield today. Dave will be happy to pick up the phone for you guys. We also have all of our other sponsors here at Michigan Storm Chasers, because again, what we do is not free. We have to pay for streaming software and all of our storm chasing expenses as well. So rolling through our sponsors here, we got Schneider Commercial Business Solution or Building Solutions, Floor Coverings International, Guardian Technologies, On Top Roofing, Henkel's Tree Service. And again, as I roll through all of these, all the numbers will be there on the left side of the screen, so feel free to pause and write them down. You can see they're all serving different locations in the state. Also have FBI Buildings for all your barndominium needs. Gull Lake Tree Pro, Kalamazoo County there. Katz Roofing and Siding, Lansing area. Kuiper Tree Care, West Michigan, Grand Rapids. Lifestyle Exteriors, based out of the Central Michigan region. McKay Tree Specialists, based out of Southeast Michigan. Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding, Sanilac St. Clair. Pro Powder, all your powder coating needs in Southwest Michigan. And finally, Storm Guard Roofing and Construction, our sponsor from one of our longtime sponsors here, sponsoring Oakland, Macomb, and Washtenaw County for all of your Storm Guard roofing and construction needs there. So, with that being said, those are all of our sponsors here at Michigan Storm Chasers, and we do thank them very much for sponsoring our operations here to keep these live streams going for you guys. And we do thank you guys if you have donated monetarily. It is optional, but we do appreciate you guys nonetheless. And the best way to support us for free is by obviously liking and sharing our content with your friends and family. So thank you guys, no matter how you supported us here at Michigan Storm Chasers throughout the 3 years we have been in existence so far. And we got big things to come here across the state of Michigan as we continue to increase our coverage in terms of sky cams, which we're excited to announce as we continue to install more across the state and helping with our severe weather coverage throughout the summer as the summer rolls on. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Right now, the cell in Blissfield and Petersburg appears to be not doing a whole lot. So we're going to go ahead and take a brief pause. If it does go back severe warned, we'll be live right here at Michigan Storm Chasers YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and X. If you're a diehard Michigan Storm Chasers follower, you can follow us on all 4 of those. Our username is @MIStormChasers. Otherwise, you guys have yourself a great rest of your afternoon if we don't see you again. Stay safe out there. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive warning, whether that's via app, us via notifications, and weather radio is obviously the number 1 way to receive warning. So take care out there. We'll see you guys soon right back here at Michigan Storm Chasers, and stay tuned for more weather updates as the week rolls on here across the state of Michigan. So see you guys later. Have a good afternoon.